Blogs are generally very easy to use. I use a WordPress platform. Infinity uses a WordPress platform. It's very easy to use. If you can use Word, you can use WordPress. Great for personal branding.
Sorry, can I ask you, Jeff, is that something you put onto your website, or do you do it separately to your website?
Under the same domain, if you can.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason why you put it under the same domain is because you're actually trying to give Google more link juice, more Google juice. All right? So that's what you've got to be aware of, is that don't put it under a separate domain. If you've got a blog, if you've got a website that's important to you and as your home base, your blog should be a subdomain of that. So it would be whatever your domain name is /blog. All right?
So are you saying you should have a blog as a separate part of an overall website?
Yes.
A component of a website.
Yeah. So.
And is it called a blog, or could it be called?
Oh, some people call it news.
News.
Yes.
Would that mean you recommend, if you're designing a website, would you connect the entire thing on WordPress?
You can. WordPress has limitations in that it's not what I call a fully mature CMS content management system. But if you've got a low budget, it's maybe a way to go. Okay, you can use it as a CMS platform.
And can you use it with any website platform, or is it like?
Well, Infinity's got a customised HTML website because we've got coders, so we can do that. But our blog is actually WordPress, because WordPress is really well optimised for search engines. And you can actually fine tune it, so Google loves, when it sends a crawler out and goes through the websites globally, it finds information within WordPress platform very easily. Okay? All right. I use, now I'm a blogger as well as working at Infinity Sales and Marketing, so this is what I do. And I use a WordPress platform called Frugal, which is another type of WordPress platform. There's no right or wrong on these. I use it because it's actually got a fairly powerful back end that's quite user-friendly, but WordPress again. Okay, to give you an idea, I started my blog in March. To give you an idea what you can achieve, I only did it through social media, is my traffic started at 0, and in March this year it hit 94,000 hits. Okay, so if I can do it, and I'm not a tech head, I'm not a propeller head, I'm actually just your average guy who actually has an interest in the area, I've been able to do that. So if I can do it, and you're passionate about what you do, but what I would also suggest to you is that most of you are quite passionate about what you do, whether it be in your business or whether it be in a hobby, is that if you're passionate about it, it certainly helps to actually get your message out, because you will put that extra effort in.
So Jeff, can I ask, sorry, another question?
Yep.
So when you've got a blog like that, is there advertising space on blogs as well? Like, is that how you generate other, or is it just the blog gets you?
Yeah, you can actually add advertising banners over time. You can do a lot of things. The real power in monetizing a blog platform is actually the back end. All right, and we might run another series here in terms of corporate blogging and blogging. That's a whole new universe. I won't get into too much depth tonight because we're running out of time. But you can monetize your blog, and that's a whole new ballgame. What's interesting too, as you've actually noticed here, is that Supre ran a blog as well, and what they do is actually promote fashion bloggers. Guess what? If they're promoting fashion bloggers, what do you think those bloggers are going to say about Supre? So do you think they're sharing Supre's content? So what the whole space is about, especially in social media, is helping other people achieve their goals. All right? So if you help other people achieve their goals, they'll help it with yours. So it's a much more what I call collaborative space. Okay, LinkedIn. LinkedIn, what do you keep in mind is this is more the cocktail party rather than the backyard barbecue. Average income is over $100,000. You can actually engage in Q&A questions, join groups, share your message. Very, very powerful. But it is more specific to a corporate use. All right? So again, social media platform where appropriate. Now, some of you have missed some of these notes because we're going through them quite quickly. This will be put on in the next 24 to 48 hours onto the web, and you'll be able to actually watch it in your own time and take notes off it. Also, we're videoing this tonight, and that will be on YouTube within the next few days. All right, so if you miss some, you can actually view it on the web later. Okay, LinkedIn case study, hardcore computers, high end, and that's very good for them to hang out on LinkedIn because there are people that are executives that like playing online gaming. They actually participated in a discussion post and they actually got several hundred responses, generated word of mouth and generated great press for their launch. Okay, LinkedIn Recruiter, which is actually a part of LinkedIn now. It's been there for about 9 to 12 months now. There are companies saving $800,000 plus. They're hiring senior people like CFOs via LinkedIn. It actually is a component, a very quite well-designed component of LinkedIn. So not only can you increase your revenue, you can actually reduce your costs. Okay, why YouTube and online video? Some of you don't realise, but it's actually the second biggest search engine in the world. It's actually owned by Google. And because it doesn't have the traffic of Google, in fact, it is actually not used by as many people. It's 10 times easier to rank higher. Very important if you're trying to communicate to Gen Y. And it's very capable of becoming viral. But don't count on it. Things going viral very much happen of their own accord. Humour helps. Okay, I'm going to look at a couple of case studies here. Some of you said, I've talked to some of you tonight already, and someone said to me, well, I'm not very good, I don't like writing too much. Okay? You can be a video blogger. So you don't have to write, you can actually do videos. And Gary Vaynerchuk, this is this guy here, he wasn't a very good writer, but he actually happened to be pretty good in front of a camera. He runs 5 video blogs a week, which actually does wine tasting for 15 minutes at a time, and took his company from 3 million, the family company, from 3 million to 50 million. So he's creative. What I'm saying is that you can play in a space and start experimenting with it. I know it might be uncomfortable at first, but that's to give you an idea of the potential of the space. Ford Fiesta project. And what they did here, they actually gave 100 Fiesta cars to what you call socially vibrant individuals that actually tweeted and did video YouTubes. They actually blogged about it. And they actually got this particular car, even before it was released, had a greater product awareness than a car that had $400 million of mass media invested in it. So it actually created a greater awareness before the car was launched than a product or one of their car models that actually had $400 million of mass media marketing. Because these 100 people that drove this car, and they were selected because they were socially vibrant, in other words, they tweeted a lot, they blogged a lot, they YouTubed a lot. So what they did is they used these innovators, these early adopters to spread the word. Okay, so that's really the wrap up. We're running out of time. So really, see some of the elements. Increase your traffic, reduce your costs, amplify your message. It positions your personal brand and your company brand as experts in its field. And you can do this in an accelerated fashion that you could not have achieved 5 years ago. And what you've got to keep in mind is that you're communicating with the world. 42% of my audience read my blog is actually in the United States. So if some of you have got, I know some of you I've talked to tonight have actually got what I call a global audience. Some people, you might be exporters, you might want to get into the market. You've got to keep in mind is that the web is actually very much a global platform. So community engages with your fans, spread your content, spread your ideas. And one thing I'd like to leave with you too is you've got to think like a publisher. What is my audience wanting to read? What are their problems? And you've got to think about who am I communicating with? So what is my vertical audience?